As car enthusiasts, we like to imagine our dream garage. 2 or 3 cars to fulfill all of our automotive wishes. But what if you could only have one? Welcome to GCCars, my name is Eric and this is the 2021 Mercedes AMG E63S Wagon. Producing over 600 horsepower from a 4-liter Biturbo V8, this E63S... Oh, I forgot to mute my phone. Hello?
Hello, this is Mercedes.
Oh,
we have heard that you want to take the Mercedes AMG E63S formatic on the racetrack.
Yep, that's correct.
Well, I will have to inform you that that is not possible at the moment.
Wait, why guys? Come on, you make a track-focused wagon. It is way too fast for the street. How am I supposed to test this? Like, I can't do that on the street. How am I supposed to make a cool video about it? Like, do you not want to see a car being used to the limit?
No, that is not the issue. But these press cars do not have insurance that covers track usage.
I mean, I guess, yeah, okay, I understand. But still, guys, come on, like, put a press car out and I cannot test it?
You understand. Wonderful. Now I have to figure out how to make a 4-cylinder hybrid engaging.
Just hang up on me. I mean, to be fair, that's a pretty difficult task. We'll see how that one works out. But yeah, Mercedes, if you've seen this video, you probably have seen this video. I was a good guy here. I asked you, and I got denied for that. So give me a little bit of an incentive for doing the right thing here. Whenever you got a track day, you got my phone number. Call me and hook me up with a track day because I would love to take this beast or other AMGs on a track to the limit because that would be hella fun and it would be a great video because I'm supposed to test this, but it's too fast for the street. Anyhow, that was nice. That was a nice movement. While we're in front, why don't we start taking a look at the exterior? What do you think of the design of this E63S? Gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. I always describe cars as I like them. I don't like this. I love this. It is absolutely gorgeous. I'll be honest, at first I didn't like the refreshed headlights. But once I saw them in person, they're great. They're better looking. And the whole, like especially the front. I love the front so much. Everybody who's watching this at night, be warned, I will be popping in some daylight shots soon, so it might get bright, just so you know. Like all my dark mode users, on the good side. This is just gorgeous. I'm sorry, like I've eaten my lunch in it a couple of days ago in the back, in the trunk, because wagon things. And I was just, while I was eating, I was just walking around, probably like 20 times. I was just looking at it because it's just so good looking. I kid you not, like how wide this is. This whole, it's all so nice and flowing. Like we got this huge Panamericana grille, which just looks great. And for the first time, I mean, the GLA, GLB, and GLE, we've had the sport package as this just runs over a little with the cooling. So we've had these, but for the first time ever, it's functional, and you can just see the cooling right in here, and it's just so aggressive. This front is just so aggressive, but it's so good looking. I genuinely think this is probably one of the best looking 4-doors on the road. There's 2 doors, they just have an unfair advantage. They look better, of course, but there's not many 4-doors that beat this E63S wagon in terms of look, in my personal opinion. And of course, it's a wagon. A 600 horsepower wagon. It is stupid. I love it. So this is perfect. I love how the wagon looks. It looks sleek, it looks sporty while still offering you all the space you could ever need. And going over to the rear, probably the only part that's kind of weak. Okay, weak wasn't the right word. I meant weaker. Because compared to the pre-refreshed taillights, these are kind of bland. Like I still think they are generally good looking, but look at this picture of the pre-refreshed taillights I've gotten at the Mercedes-Benz Museum a couple of years ago. Like, those are amazing. It's like 1 billion stars in your sight, your taillights. And if you step down from perfection, everything else is going to be underwhelming. Still pretty good, just not as good as pre-refresh, in my opinion. In general, though, I still like the rear. Like, front is my favorite part, but I like the whole car looks good in my opinion. Of course, just wagon. It's just also it's not really that tall. It's just kind of like. To be fair, I had a lot of like full-size SUVs recently, so this is, I feel like I could just pick this up and take it anywhere. But, well, I did not mean to do that. pretty inviting. I mean, like, picking up not as in a date, but thank you. I'm not that intimate with you yet. And our exhaust pipes. They're kind of fake because they don't really line up that much with the actual exhaust, but I still think they look pretty good. I like this on the AMG. It's like these rectangular, or is it already trapezoid? Because it's a little tilted. I think they look really good, and they even say AMG on it, but it's very hard to see because we got the night package here, right? Which deletes almost all the chrome except for this stripe here. And of course it says AMG, and of course it says E63S on here. The only thing I can't decide on if this is my favorite AMG, Mercedes general, or if the AMG GTR or Black Series take the crown. I think this is the best looking one, at least. Anyhow, before I promise we're getting to drive. I know you're all waiting on it, and I'm waiting on it too. But just before we do that, let's take a quick, brief look at the interior. Okay? Okay, let's take a look at the interior of the E63S. First of all, soft closed doors, because you don't want to wake up the baby that might be sleeping in the back of the 600 horsepower wagon, right? Materials, really nice and beautiful all throughout. Super nice leathers everywhere, line every surface pretty much you touch. It feels great, it looks great, and yeah, there's nothing to fault here. It's really, really, really nice. And we got this beautiful contrast stitching. Like, look at these seats. We got the yellow contrast stitching, and that spiced up the black on black really nicely. I'm normally not a big fan of black on black, you know me. But with the yellow, it just looks so good. And these seats, first of all, we got the AMG logo on the headrest, just looks amazing. And then we got regular leather mixed with perforated leather. Under that, we have suede leather. And then we have the yellow contrast piping and the yellow contrast stitching. There's just so much detail in these seats alone that you really see where the money goes here. I'll be honest, it's just really, really nice. And on top of that, our seats are both heated as well as cooled, and you can do it at the same time. And now you might be like, wait a second, doesn't that make no sense? Why would you heat and cool something at the same time? And haha, it does make sense, because we can still enjoy the heat from the surface, but it doesn't accumulate on our back. We don't start sweating because of it, because the cooled seats suck out all the all the warm air that accumulates. So you can be sitting and driving at 30 degrees and still relax with a warm back. It's just so, like, I drove on the highway home last night, and it was just so nice. And on top of that, of course, hey Mercedes,
how can I help?
Massage me.
I'm switching on.
We also have massage seats, because why not? And these are really good, and even the cushion is massaging. I'll be honest, I didn't know that at first. It was a bit weird to suddenly have something move on your butt while driving. I wasn't ready for that, but once you get used to it, it's actually pretty nice. And there's like so many different massagers. By the way, if you want to have a review about MBUX, the infotainment system, watch my GLA or GLB review. I go more in detail on that. TLDR, great system. Seat comfort, I still like the touchpad. So we have the seat kinetics we've had in the other Mercedes. We're just going to move it around a little to fix up your position. We can choose this, we can change the lumbar, obviously. And then we also have side bolsters, because you see these side bolsters, I don't know if you can see it, but we can adjust it. This is 0 and this is 10. It gets really tight. Like, even for me, 5'7", lean build, it gets really tight. So let's switch to 0, goes nice and wide, and the number 10, and it goes tight again. And everybody that knows me knows that I like it really nice and tight. That's why I use it exclusively for my laundry. Great product, can really highly recommend tight, guys. Awesome. Let me just put that back in. But yeah, we're talking about seats. I like them. Now we have this new AMG steering wheel that, I'll be honest, I was a little bit skeptical of the first time I saw it on pictures, but now that I've used it, oh god, it's so good. It's so good. First of all, the flat bottom just feels nice. But the usability with the capacitive touch buttons is really good, especially the volume controls. Normally, like, we've had wheels, we've had buttons, they all work fine, but a capacitive touch volume slider, perfection. That works so well. I didn't think it would, but it works so well. And of course, we got a nice paddles, which are steering wheel mounted. Column might have been a little better, but like packaging wise, so it just works better with this one here. And it feels so cool to switch your drive mode like this. I just gotta say, here on the steering wheel, that's our exhaust. It just feels so cool. I love this. And of course we have it on the left hand side too, where we can have like exhaust, we have traction control, and so we can select whatever we want pretty much there and then have it like a quick switch. I'll be honest, the left screen did glitch out on me twice, where kind of like one image froze on it and the other one was kind of projected on top of it. But once you turn the car off, half an hour later, it's totally fine again, and it all works. One more thing though, I noticed. It's a nice cabin, but it's a bit weird that the sound system is a bit weird, because normally, you know, you have like a sound system which you can listen to radio and all that too, and you have a volume knob, like normal stuff, right? The way you do the sound system here is, so there's this button right next to the trackpad, and it looks a little bit like an exhaust, so you press that and it sounds a little different, and then even if you want to listen to anything, you have to manually do it. It's really uncommon, so you just have to be like, you have to like press a paddle. It's a bit weird, but I'll be honest, it sounds so good. I totally don't mind it. No, we have a Burmester sound system, which is actually really good. I just didn't listen to that much music, I'll be honest. I listened to the exhaust and the engine. Okay guys, second row, real quick. It's a wagon, we have plenty of room right back there. It's really nice and comfortable, it's great. I love it. And now that we've done that, we also have a sunroof, which is nice. Yeah, just really quick, before we get driving, let's take a look at the trunk. Rucksack, fertig. Did you? Okay. Please excuse my leisure attire. This is my summer vacation outfit. I was supposed to be off for a week, but apparently we are working one more night. Now, I am supposed to point out that this E-Class wagon has more cargo capacity in the trunk than a GLE SUV. Yes, you are correct, you do not need an SUV. But I am supposed to point out a few more AMG specific parts in the interior. So I will just cut the video until my colleague is out of the car. Please move. As you know, this AMG is equipped with Mercedes' 4MATIC all-wheel drive system. That means it drives both the front as well as the rear wheels. Now, I have been told that apparently some people like to lose traction on purpose. I do not know why, because that clearly seems slower to me, but apparently they do, and the AMG engineers thought of that. So they included the so-called drift mode, and they made it easy and fast to access. All you have to do is, step 1, make sure that both your engine as well as your transmission are up to temperature. Step 2, put your car into race mode. Step 3, disable traction control and ESP. Hold this button for about 5 seconds and it is off. Step 4, put your car into manual shifting. Step 5, pull both pedals for about half a second. Step 6, confirm drift mode by using the up pedal. Drift mode active. Now, I am sure all of you would like to see me drift this AMG on this perfectly empty parking lot. Eric thought of that and he said no. I shall read you his full explanation. I quote, "Every single Pirelli P0 tire on this AMG costs $500. As we are a small channel, I do not think that Mercedes would be overly happy if we were to destroy a set of tires for just a single scene. Also, remember to subtly remind viewers to subscribe." Oh well, I don't think I was supposed to read that one. Anyhow, if you liked the video and you would like us to destroy tires in future videos, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell. New reviews are coming every Friday at 11 AM. Also, it is way too late to work, so I shall confiscate this camera now and give it back to Eric tomorrow morning. We will see you then. And back we are here in the next day, so you can see some daylight pictures of this E63S. But I know you all have been waiting for long enough. Let's let this V8 run a little. Race mode, sport handling. We're not going to turn it off. We got 600 horsepower, and it doesn't really make a difference. As always, I'm not pressing myself into the seat, so you can see how bad the G-forces get. Woo! Okay. Oh, this thing is so stupidly fast. This thing is stupidly fast. And of course, right now I can shift manually. There's downshift. Whew, okay. 4-liter Biturbo or twin turbo, handcrafted V8 producing 603 horsepower and 627 pound-feet of torque sent to all 4 wheels through the 4MATIC system. It's ridiculously quick, guys. Officially, according to Mercedes, 0 to 60 is 3.4 seconds. Car and driver got it to 60 miles an hour in 3.3 seconds. If you omit the 1-foot rollout, the numbers I always give you because that's kind of the industry standard, it's 3 seconds flat. Thing is, it's faster than that. It's actually faster. In my night POV drive, I think it's up there if I remember it. We did a little launch. It did a 3.3 to 100 kilometers an hour, to 62 miles an hour, that is, right? So that's actually the same time to a quicker speed. And you cannot tell me that was the best possible launch. No way. No way in hell. This thing, if you omit the 1-foot rollout, is capable of 2.9, I am sure. So yeah, this is ridiculously quick. Too quick for the street, in fact. We're just in sport, but let's see how the transmission reacts. I'm gonna floor it, 50 kilometers an hour. Oh, the pops. I love this thing. It's so stupid. It makes no sense. It's 600 horsepower. Makes no sense. A horsepower wagon, but it exists, and I'm so glad it exists because it just makes the world a better place. I'll be honest with you guys. This thing is way too quick for the road. You don't really reach 600 horsepower because by the time you're at the top of the gear, you're almost in jail already. So if you drive this thing, you better know where your license and registration are. Of course, always adhere to all speed limits. Just legal disclaimer. I'm just saying, this thing is way too quick for the road. That's why I wanted to take it on the track, but we've talked about that. And but when you get to ring it out, wow, it's something else, guys. It's something else, and it's just amazing. I mean, we got 4 drive modes, right? We got comfort, which we have sport. We have sport plus, which is where I spent most of my time in. And we go, of course, have race. I didn't really use race all that often. I was in sport plus all the time, just because it's my first 600 horsepower car. I didn't want to risk it. And I know we did go into sport handling and traction control off for the launch here, but you really don't need to. Like I've done, and I think in night POV drive I actually do it without doing that, and where traction control is enabled and it hooks up. Like let me just put this guy back. Yeah, so what I was about to say is that even if you have traction control enabled and you accelerate, this thing just hooks up from the day. Like it does not have any traction issues. I mean, we have Pirelli P0s and we think 295s in the back, 265s in front. So we have quite competent rubber, but it's just like I've had 300 horsepower cars, all-wheel drive, that had issues hooking up from the launch. This has double the horsepower and just goes. So it's ridiculously quick. And in terms of steering, guys, like in terms of handling, that's my issue, right? I couldn't really test 0.95 G's where I was able to max out. I think it can do over 1 G, laterally that is. But I just didn't have any way to push it. It's just too capable. It is too capable, is what I'm saying. But it's fun. And of course, bit of turbo lag there. Of course, it sounds pretty good too. I'm not gonna be a hypocrite. I have been vocal about AMG exhausts in the past and always described them as just noise and no real character. To an extent, that is still true. The sound doesn't compare to like a naturally aspirated American V8. It just doesn't. But this start, like the startup, if you do the emotion start, which probably also, the name probably comes from the emotions of anger that your neighbors will feel if you do that at 5 in the morning. Don't do that. That sounds amazing. But once you get to, once you get into the high RPM, it just doesn't sound that amazing. We've got a full pure sound video in which I, why is it turning off? Recently it's been doing this. It's been turning off, so let's turn it back on again. All right, GoPro's back up. It still sounds pretty good. Like, is it quite up there? No, but it's still a V8, okay? It's still a V8 that revs to just about 7,000 RPM. It still sounds pretty good. I still enjoyed it. From the passenger seat, you're still like, yep, this is sporty. This is cool. Okay, but I think I've made my point of this thing being ridiculously cool, ridiculously fun, and ridiculously fast. Can you daily though? Comfort mode. I'm sorry. We have to do it, guys. Comfort mode. The thing is, you do compromise a little with the E63S. I'll be honest. It is not like the ride is a little harsher. We have 20-inch wheels in this car. That is going to compromise. Have I said that this thing just hooks up? That was ESC Sport. No rotation. No rotation. No rotation. No rotation whatsoever. Comfort mode. It's just too tempting. I'm sorry. Yeah, so you will feel bumps in this one on imperfect roads or roads that are like kind of built in sections, right? Where you always have these transitions, these pop in regular instances, in regular intervals. You will feel that. 20-inch wheels, small tire sidewall, yes. In terms of noise, the tires are kind of noisy. You will feel that. They are more noisy if you drive anywhere where there's debris on the road, like being tiny little stones or so. They'll pick it up, throw it against the other side. They're just so sticky. They pick everything up and throw it up. But that was really only an issue for me on the day I picked it up, because on that day I brought back a Tahoe, which obviously is a truck and is built for very different reasons and obviously rides a lot differently. Starting the second day I had this Tahoe here, right? It's a little faster, tiny bit. This E63S, I didn't want to complain about it anymore. It was fine. It is very luxurious, and you can massage yourself. You can have the heated seats, the cooled seats. You have seat kinetics. You have a great infotainment. You have a really good stereo system. This is an amazing daily. This is an amazing daily. This is an amazing sports car. It's an amazing track car, and you got room. It's a wagon, guys. Also, let's see how comfort mode does. There we go. There is turbo lag. There definitely is turbo lag. If you step on it, there's probably like a good second of it. Maybe a little less. Maybe like 2/3 of a second, where it definitely needs to spool up those turbos and get going. But once they hit, which is also one of the issues because if you accelerate and you not instantly send it like from a light or so, you just already reach speeds that once your turbos spool up, you can't go any faster. Well, you shouldn't go. Technically, you can. You shouldn't go any faster. Okay. Oh, have I tested this? We can shift manually. Have I said that? I think we have said that. But let's do it again. So fourth, third, second, third, fourth, fifth. The farts on upshifts. Oh God, I love this thing. I love this thing. I love this E63S. That was comfort mode, by the way. Just manual shifting. Let's let her shift again by itself. One criticism. I would love if they would have decoupled the throttle response, throttle mapping, from the transmission mapping, because I don't like the transmission. Like in comfort mode, it is very comfortable to drive. It is very comfortable. Like the steering weight is just perfect. It is very nice and comfortable. But the throttle response is, for having 600 horsepower, I just want a little more throttle response. But I don't want to have the transmission always be in a gear low or something. So I would have loved if they could have decoupled that, because that way I could have had my individual mode be very aggressive throttle response if I wanted, but the transmission not always be in a gear lower. Otherwise I have to shift myself. So I mean, I shifted myself pretty often. Also, one more thing, race mode, handling the little we can try. It's just like, look at the direction changes. It's ridiculous. Okay guys, I could go on and on forever about how amazing this car is and how much fun. How much fun this is. But we have to get to a close here. One final cent. And final thoughts. Dude, this thing. Dude, this thing is just amazing. I love this. God, I love this car. Okay, final thoughts on the 2021 Mercedes AMG E63S Wagon. Yeah, it's fantastic. I loved it. I just loved it. Like, it looks gorgeous, in my opinion. I think it looks great. Actually, it doesn't get much attention, though, I noticed. Despite it being very aggressive in the front, I felt like I got like one compliment about it, and I had a kid just go and be like, oh, it's a Mercedes. But I don't think that's because it was an AMG. So I got one compliment. That's not necessarily a bad thing, though. I mean, especially if you go for the wagon, it's kind of like the sleeper, right? So just so you know, I think it looks gorgeous, though. It is stupidly capable. Like, absolutely ridiculously capable, and I hope one day we get to go to a track to really see how capable it is. By the way, I know my jokes about it. I'm not faulting Mercedes here. I kind of get it. I'm happy I got an E63S, and I'm sure we'll get a chance and a shot at a track someday. So don't worry about that. I'm just to clear that up. But yeah, capable. It is a real good tech, super luxurious, pretty much all the features you want. Yeah, there's really, I've had like 2 or 3 minor complaints, like really minor complaints, and that's it. Is it worth $143,000, $143,150 Canadian? Well, it has performance of like a $90,000 car if you really go cheap, and just like, basically just performance, no interior. And it has the interior of a $90,000 car, if it's just like a terrible engine and a really nice interior. And combine those things, it's absolutely worth $143,000, in my opinion. It's a good price. Well, good price. 6 figures, I think I can't say good price anymore, but it's a reasonable price. It is freaking amazing. I absolutely loved my time. It is the best car in the world. I've not driven the M5 or the Black Wings yet, or the R6. The M5 isn't available in the wagon, so that's pretty much out of the contention already. But the M3 is soon. But other than that, I can't say right now. If you're looking for the one car that can do it all, that's probably it. No, I loved it. I loved it. It's amazing. It's amazing. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much for watching. I tried a few different things with this review, so let me know if you liked it. Let me know how this partially night review worked out. If you liked it, of course, please make sure to like, because that's the only way that YouTube actually knows that you liked the video and will recommend it to other people. And if you really, really liked it, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell, because we got videos coming every week, with a new review coming every Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern time. And the more subscribers I get, the more cool cars I can get to show you. So if you want to see an RS6, if you want to see an M5, if you want to see everything else, make sure to subscribe. Oh, and real quick before I forget it, poor thing is a dying breed, though. The C63 already lost this V8. I don't know if we get another E63 with a V8. I sure hope so. But this might have been the last hurrah for it. So appreciate it while it's here. Anyhow, guys, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you and goodbye.